You know how we describe ourselves? We tend to use these fixed labels, right? A job title, a personality type, maybe even a diagnosis. We basically think of ourselves as nouns. But what if that's all wrong? What if you're not a static thing at all, but a constantly flowing process?
I mean, really think about that for a second. That one little question, it's huge. Because if you start seeing yourself not as a fixed object, but as an action, it can completely change the game for how you approach your health, your energy, and, well, your whole life. So you've got the noun approach, where you're basically a finished product, kind of rigid, static. But then there's the verb approach, which sees you as this continuous, flowing, active process. And listen, this is way more than just playing with words. This idea actually lines up with how our bodies and minds are meant to work, and it unlocks a surprising amount of power over your own well-being. Okay, so to really get our heads around this, let's dive into a really powerful metaphor. I want you to stop thinking of your body as some solid structure, and instead, picture it as a river, completely defined by constant change and flow. And this whirlpool analogy? Oh, it's just perfect. Think about it. A whirlpool has this consistent shape, you can see, right? But it's not a solid thing. It's just water, constantly rushing through that shape. It's a pattern, not an object. And that is a perfect metaphor for you. And get this, here's a wild fact for you. Because of constant cell turnover, it takes about 7 years for almost every single atom in your body to be replaced. So the actual physical stuff you're made of is always changing, always flowing through you. But the pattern, that whirlpool that is you, it remains. See? You're a process, not just a pile of parts. And this is where it gets really powerful, especially for your health. When you see yourself as a verb, suddenly being sick isn't this permanent label you're stuck with. A chronic condition stops being a fixed state and becomes just a temporary pattern in your flow. And because it's a pattern, it's something dynamic, something you can actually influence and change. Okay, so if we're a flow, what exactly is flowing through us? This brings us to the idea of prana, which you can think of as the life force that's driving this whole process. Now, I know the word prana can sound a little out there, a little mystical, but let's bring it right down to earth. Think of it as the real, measurable energy that keeps you going. It's literally your heartbeat. It's the breath moving in and out of your lungs right now. It's all the electrical activity happening in your brain. It's the life force in action. It's the current in your river. And you know what happens when that flow gets jammed up or blocked? We all know what this feels like. It shows up as stuff we all experience. That brain fog where you can't think straight, being super moody, having gut issues, or even that nagging chronic pain. These aren't just random symptoms. They're signals that the river's flow is being interrupted. And this brings us to a really crucial shift in perspective. What if health problems aren't always a machine breaking down? What if, a lot of the time, they're more like a traffic jam, an energetic blockage? Thinking about it this way opens up totally new ways of healing, because if you can clear the blockage, you can get the whole system flowing again. All right, so that's the big idea, the theory. But what does this actually look like day to day? How do we start living like a verb? Let's get practical. So check this out. On one hand, you have the noun approach, super rigid. I must follow this exact diet plan. I must do this workout every single Tuesday. But the verb approach, it's all about flow. You adapt. You might change what you eat based on how stressed you are or what season it is. You listen to your body and ask, hey, what do you actually need today? An intense run or some gentle stretching? It's about having a conversation with your body, not just shouting orders at it. This idea even completely flips the script on stress. We're taught to treat stress like this big, bad enemy we have to fight off. But what if it's not? What if stress is just energy? That pounding heart, those tense shoulders, that's your prana, your energy system firing up to meet a challenge. The problem isn't the energy itself, it's when that energy has nowhere to go and gets stuck. So the real goal then is just to help that energy move through you instead of getting all jammed up. And how do we do that? Well, it's actually with really simple natural stuff. Get your body moving. Take a few deep breaths. Paint something, write something, do anything creative. Or just call a friend and connect. These aren't just coping mechanisms. They're powerful tools for managing your own energy flow. And when you start doing this consistently, something really amazing happens. You start building this deep, intuitive sense of your own energy. It's like you're developing your own internal compass that can guide all of your choices. Which, of course, brings us to the big question. Okay, that sounds great, but how do I actually feel my prana? How do I learn to listen to it?
It really just starts with paying attention. That's it. So, step one, when you wake up, just take a second. How's your energy today? High, low, somewhere in between. Step two, as you go through your day, just start to notice. How did that meal make you feel? That conversation? Did it charge you up or did it drain you? And the really important part, step three, start to actually trust what your body is telling you.
What you're really doing here is building something called energetic literacy. And why is this so powerful? Because it's an internal guidance system that's way better than any book or generic plan out there, because it's custom built, perfectly tuned for you. And this is the real magic of it all. You stop fighting your own body. You start working with it. Your health isn't some battle you have to win anymore. It becomes this incredible, ongoing partnership. Everything just flowing, like a river does. So I'll leave you with this question. Are you living as a noun, or are you ready to become a verb?